Welcome back to the Up the Score podcast. Today is episode 3 for y'all boys, man. We don't have a long one for y'all today, but we have a lot. We have a lot to get to with a little amount of time. We're going to be talking about the draft that's next. The first round is next Thursday.
6 days. Y'all excited?
Talking about the play-in game, giving our who we think is going to win, and looking at future first round matchups. So you should know who I am. My name's Houston Darden. It's my co-host Thomas Hart, and we are the Up the Score podcast. Follow us on all socials at Up the Score Podcast 25 or UTS 25 on all socials. Hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share it, and just thank you for being here. Just for you guys, you get an air horn. All right.
That was necessary.
It was very necessary.
Very.
So we're gonna jump straight into it. We're gonna start with the NFL. We're gonna start with the NFL. So Thomas, what do you have for us today?
Man, just like you said, the NFL draft, very close. If you know me in Houston, we used to be in school together doing mock drafts instead of our assignments. So,
Sorry, Miss McCown. We were doing mock drafts instead of our assignments. But we passed though.
we got it done, but
we got it done though. That's all that matters.
And it is not mock draft season
anymore.
It is
it's
the draft.
It's time.
It's time.
It is time. It is. It's the draft.
And man, these drafts just get better and better every year. It's like
a lot of smoke screens.
The chance of a first round pick not being good is like going down every single year.
Oh yeah.
You know? That's why when you don't get a good player in the first round, it's very disappointing now.
But I feel like the amount of smoke screens are going up with that.
For sure.
Because people are I'm trying to get that. I'm trying to get him, but I don't want to trade up for him. I'm going to start just throwing out malarkey. You feel me? So the first question on the docket is Cam Ward guaranteed at 1 to the Titans? We're gonna start with Thomas here.
All right. When it was mock draft season, we were thinking him or Shador. Titans just need a quarterback. Will Levis is not going to get the job done. I'm a fan of Will Levis, but not your franchise guy you want to like lead the team with. And it seems like it has to be a quarterback. And but that's the thing with these smoke screens you were talking about. You never know.
Cam Ward, especially because Cam Ward, all those clips were coming out on social media with Cam Ward and Shador working out together, and people would just like take the most random part and be like, "See, this is why he's not a leader or something." And it was just like, bro, they're having fun. Like,
you don't know half of what's going on,
right? Like, you don't know what's really going on.
Yeah, but it honestly feels like he is. I feel like he's the most ready. He's the most athletic. I mean, I'm a big fan of Shador, and I think he's going to be a good NFL quarterback.
Been on Shador since Trinity Christian.
Yeah, Texas kid. I feel like Cam Ward is the most ready to go right now, So it would make the most sense, I feel like, and Brian Callahan they've been putting together a good offensive line. They're just trying to make sure that offense can get to work soon. And I feel like Cam's the best. What do you think?
So I feel like we don't differ, but we differ.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, the Browns are one of the bigger question marks, in my opinion. Because looking at it, they have 3 quarterbacks on the roster. Tim Boyle, he's not starting. They got Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco. So for me, it's a matter of, do the Browns want to risk taking Abdul Carter 1?
It's the Titans that won.
Oh, I'm tripping. My fault.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think Cam Ward. That's why I messed this up. Tankathon. Let me go there. Tennessee is at 1. There we go. And their roster right now. My laptop's moving slow, guys. Their roster, they have Will Levis, Allen Brandon, and Tim Boyle. There's Tim Boyle. And then the Browns, their quarterback room is looking Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Deshaun Watson. So with Cam Ward, a lot of people are saying after closer to the point of mock draft season, you started seeing Abdul Carter go one in a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
So you wonder, does Tennessee like take that risk and give him like one more shot and get Cam Ward and then like wait for next year for whatever quarterbacks come out of that draft class, or do they pull the trigger on Cam Ward, you know, and hope for that he's that franchise guy you've been wanting.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, if let's say Abdul Carter does go one, then the Browns are in a spot because they just have
Yeah, I mean, if he falls into your lap, you got to take him, right?
yeah.
You got
So
to.
it's just a matter. But the Browns, I feel like it's kind of weird
Mm-hmm.
because like I said, they have Deshaun Watson still on the team. What was it? Joe Flacco, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett. So like those are three guys who could start, but it's like, what are you gonna get out of those three guys?
Yeah.
Joe Flacco, he's old. Kenny Pickett, it's Kenny Pickett. Then we don't even got to talk about Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
So it's just like the first three picks. It's like we know who's going in the first three, but it's just a matter of what the order
What
is.
the order? Yeah, if they want to trade up.
And then there's like teams out like the first three teams need a quarterback. So like they're fighting for one. Like they're gonna be like just hoping and praying like Abdul Carter goes one. So I truly don't know if he's like the bona fide number one pick, but I feel like it would make sense for him to be the number one overall pick, especially for the Titans.
Here's where I thought Shador to the Giants was a lock,
Yeah.
but then now I'm thinking I'm not so sure. You know, they got Jameis Winston and they got Russell Wilson, and do you want to have like?
They did.
Yeah, do you want to like trade up for Shador for him to be your third string quarterback?
So and then with that, I feel like okay, Tennessee.
It.
Yeah, Tennessee goes Cam Ward. Let's make a hypothetical here.
Yeah.
Tennessee goes Cam Ward. Boom. Abdul Carter, Shador for Cleveland. You're going Shador. You don't have a quarterback if you really think about it.
Yeah.
And then New York Giants, they grab Abdul Carter. New England doesn't really need a quarterback. They have Drake May. Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence. Las Vegas, Geno Smith, and they paid him too. The Jets just got Justin Fields, so let's say hypothetically he does fall to 7.
Mm-hmm.
Do the Jets take him so Justin Fields can have some comp in the offseason? Or like, because then after that you got Carolina, we got Bryce Young. You got New Orleans.
New Orleans is one of those.
Yeah, New Orleans. I feel like New Orleans, I don't know. Like they need a quarterback.
Yeah.
But they're at 9. So it's just a matter, because I think every team still owns their first round pick. So I feel like it's just a matter of who's gonna feel bold enough to try to move up if one of these guys do fall, or who's gonna move up to try and like take one of those spots that guarantees them one of those guys.
This draft class is really reminding me of that one. I think it was 2021 when it was Kenny Pickett, Matt Corral, and Kenny Pickett was the only quarterback that went in the first round.
Matt Corral, Malik Willis.
We all thought he was.
We all thought he was like the next best thing. But yeah, I don't know. This draft is definitely gonna be one of the more interesting ones that people like actually pay attention to. Because teams like, normally we would have seen a couple of first round picks be drafted by now for a big name guy.
Yeah.
But we just haven't really seen that, and we thought it was gonna happen with or no. I was about to say we thought it was going to happen with Myles Garrett, but he just wanted an extension, and he got that.
Oh, my goodness. That extension, what is it, $45 million?
Something crazy, bro, but
Insane.
He deserves it, though.
Yeah.
That guy's a dog.
Arlington, Texas guy.
But I don't know, like New England, and then Travis Hunter, too. Like, there's just so many guys that can go 1. Like, I feel like the top 5 prospects on every big board can realistically go 1. So, I don't know.
That's what I was saying, like, every single person, like you're getting second rounders that could go top 15, but it's like
it's kind of like
what you need to draft.
if you don't get a guy that can at least come in and start and semi-produce, like, I feel like you just failed.
Mhm.
Because it's just like there's so many guys in this class, bro. And it's like looking at, what is this, NFL Draft Buzz. They have Travis Hunter, J.T. Carter, Mason Graham, Cam Ward, Kelvin Banks, Shador, Will Campbell, Tet McMillan. Like,
Depth.
there's dogs, bro.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it just doesn't matter who you pick. You should be fine with who you pick.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I feel like I don't know when the first reach is gonna be, because the mock drafts have been like, this is one of the first years where the mock drafts were not consistent throughout all the mock draft season. Because first it said Mason Graham was gonna go top 3, top 5. Now it's Shador, and all this hoopla surrounding Travis Hunter
Mhm.
falling. Like, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah. No.
And saying because he wants to play both sides. If the man wants to play both sides, let him try.
That's why you just gotta look at it and just be like, I'm gonna put my phone down. What are y'all talking about?
Yeah, like I saw something that was like, it's kind of like a Shohei Ohtani type situation. Like, you have a guy who can do both, let him do both.
Mm-hmm.
And then let him come to the decision if he feels like his body can keep up with both.
We've seen him dominate.
Like, he
at
would
receiver.
like people. I feel like people are acting like he was just mid at like one and better at the other. No, he was good at both.
He was very good at receiver, and then he was top 3 in the country at corner.
And then the receiver skills transferred over, because it, like, if a ball is near him, it's gonna touch his hands, which is crazy. Like that, I think it was like the first catch of the season where he was pretty much getting tackled out of bounds, and he, like, his body was over here, but he caught it and still got 2 feet in. So
I've never seen anybody move the way he does.
He moves very, like, he doesn't move like a regular NFL player. In my opinion, he treats it like your regular backyard football game. Like, that's how he plays, in my opinion. I feel like that's what you kind of want to see out of a younger guy. If I feel like he'd come in immediately and play very freely.
For sure. And with Travis, I mean, ever since he got into college, it was, why was he going to Jackson State?
Yeah, then he was committed to Florida State, and then Deion got the job at Jackson State. Boom, he went to Jackson State. Deion got the job at Colorado. Then they went to Colorado. Then it was, oh, why are we going to Colorado? They're just Then it was, they're not even gonna make Colorado better. Colorado went from what, one or 0 wins from the previous year to like a respectable amount of wins, and then they got a bowl game this year.
It's just, he's been doubted so many times.
He's dominated almost like every level of D1 football.
They said he didn't deserve to win Heisman, and I'm just ready for him to get the respect he deserves.
Yeah, and I don't know. Like, I feel like some people just have a crazy expectation for him.
Yeah,
like since college. I mean, since high school. So I don't know. I feel like there are people who understand, like, if he does it, like, he's gonna be up there. But like, then there's some people like, oh, he can't do it. So I just feel like we just gotta wait and see, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So the next question, I think I kind of already answered this a little bit. I at least I talked about it. Will the Browns take a QB or Abdul Carter?
This one is like the question.
Because go ahead, I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry.
You're all good. In this situation, Andrew Berry, the GM of the Browns, has just been very adamant that our quarterback is Deshaun Watson. But it's like,
that before he got injured, he still wasn't looking hot. Like,
and that's two or 3 years in a row that he's been injured and not playing well.
You're paying him a lot of money too.
Yeah, and it's like, you're finally getting to the end of this deal, and it's like, let's pull the trigger. Like, we don't want you.
Yeah, because if I'm him, once we get to that deal, like, don't even look at me for an extension, bro. Like, get out the building.
You can opt out of that contract in the last year or two.
Yeah,
and they weren't willing to take $150 million in dead cap, but they'll be cool with 50 for a year if it means they can get a quarterback that they can build around for the future and actually have a chance with, and the fan base will actually like. They don't like their quarterback.
Yeah, they hate him actually,
and they're paying him a fully guaranteed amount of money.
And unless Kenny Pickett comes in and like turns into what we thought Teddy Bridgewater was gonna be. I'm only saying that because they both wear gloves.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Like, I doubt they're gonna like him either.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe Flacco is, to me, he's like that veteran guy you have. He's like Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
Like, you have him there. Like, he can do something.
He just gets the job
Yeah,
done.
he's just gonna
you know?
get the job done to where like either make it a respectable score or like win the game by like touchdown.
Yeah.
He's not gonna be that guy that like tears him apart. So like how I feel about it is for the Browns, if you take Abdul Carter, everyone's big thing with him was, oh, he's just fast, right? I mean, you got Myles Garrett on the other side.
That'd be
Disgusting. Devious, bro. Like
Disgusting.
that's thunder and lightning, bro. Like that is devious work.
This is a guy you're talking about could be number one, and then a guy that went
was number one
coming off both sides of the edge.
And then you got one who can muscle any like it doesn't matter who you put in front of him. He's more than like 9 times out of 10 can easily just run through him. And you got this guy on the other side, just run around him.
And that makes me think.
So it's like that would be a lethal duo, which could lead to some teams like having to like just losing their mind come game plan time. So I feel like the Browns is just like, it's either you got to, like, if you want defense, you just got to be willing to take that risk on Pickett.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel about it, at least. If it's me, we don't know what quarterbacks are coming out next year, but, like, I think I'd take the risk, bro.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Because, like, at least we'll have a solid defense, and then we keep putting pieces around guys, and then, boom, we plug in that quarterback. If we did it right, it should work. But this is the NFL.
I think you got to be able to take Carter here. If he's there, you take Carter, and then you deal with next year.
Yeah, you got to deal with those repercussions later. I'm not going to lie.
Because regardless of the situation, Watson, Pickett, Flacco, and even if they took, let's say, Shador this year, they're not – I think they still end up probably 4th in the division. So it's like – and with all due respect to Shador and Cam Ward,
they're not going to, like, come in and, like – I don't think they're going to come in and be world beaters.
Yeah.
They're in a crazy division.
I think this is not the greatest class of quarterbacks, and next year will probably be better with Arch Manning and all.
Yeah. But I don't know. The Browns are in a very interesting spot. We're going to take a quick break here. All right. We're back after some technical difficulties. But we were talking about Cleveland and what they should do with their pick if Abdul Carter's there, take him or go quarterback. But like I was saying, I just feel like I feel like, me personally, if I'm a GM, I'm taking Carter. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Like,
generational guy.
Yeah, like I'm just doing it. Like,
helps day one.
You can't. I don't really think you can convince me otherwise, unless you like gave me money.
I think the best edge to learn from in this generation is Myles Garrett.
Oh yeah.
And when you have to double Myles Garrett, it opens up opportunities for
everyone.
For him.
And it opens up opportunities for everybody.
Yeah. And
then when you got this guy who could come in and be like a good like DN off the rip, like, you don't want that.
And we already know what the Browns secondary is.
Oh yeah.
So if you start getting to the passer, it's gonna let
you're even helping your secondary.
You're helping your corners and your safeties. It's just gonna. That's the thing. You got to be okay with having a very good defense and then having a poor offense for 1 year. You know.
Yeah.
But I think they'll figure it out finally.
Oh yeah. All right. In our final question related to the NFL, excuse me. Who is your most underrated player in the draft that people should watch out for? You want me to go first, or you want to go first?
You can go first.
All right. So mine, it's not like you don't know who he is. He was a 4-star, 5-star out of high school. He went to Alabama. Mine is Jalen Milroe.
Roll Tide.
Now listen to me. There's been a lot of hate. You know, I was not hate. For me, I was a big critic of Milroe, specifically because after that Georgia game, his level of play to me, it started to decrease every week.
Mhm.
And people started taking notice of that. And then they started saying, oh, and when he declared, that's when it really started. People were like, oh, he shouldn't have declared. He should have stayed at Alabama for a year, got better. But with a guy like Jalen Milroe, I feel like his situation is kind of similar to Lamar Jackson.
Mhm.
You got this super athletic guy who can just run circles around your defense. He has an arm. Like I'm not gonna deny it. He's not the best passer in the draft, but you get him with the right head coach or get him like the right training.
Yeah.
If he can be at most like a reliable passer, like make the passes he needs to, you have a
Man.
good quarterback.
Yeah.
Like you can do anything with him if you can get him to who's a good quarterback. Like if you can get him to the levels of like it really I don't even like I can't think of one right now, but like he doesn't have to be this like oh I can like drop it in this bucket at all times, but like I feel like if he can just get to the point where he can make every throw that he needs to with his skill set,
Scary.
you have
Yeah.
he could be top 10, top 15. Cause like we have some dog quarterbacks in this league. We have some good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So like like that's to me that's just another like Lamar Jackson, just more like just bigger.
Mhm.
So that's how I feel about it at least.
Yeah, Milroe's a dog, man.
Yeah, but that's my player. I kind of I've been watching Milroe since he went to Katie Tompkins. I was kind of when he committed to Alabama, I was like, he stayed the course though, got the starting job, so I was like, okay. So
And it always just felt like the fan base just didn't really rock with him.
yeah, after that Michigan game, the playoff, like I think that was
Mhm.
the last year we had only 4 teams in the playoffs. That Michigan game where they lost like on the goal line, like after that, it just felt like Alabama fans did not like him.
Didn't Michigan like win it all that year too?
Yes, and they were in the game too. Like that's what I'm not
Yeah.
getting. But it was just like it felt like Alabama fans just didn't rock with Milroe after that. Like no matter what he did.
Like he's much better than the other option at quarterback.
Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like if Milroe can just get the right people around him, get some good training, I think he can be a good quarterback in this league.
For sure. And I don't think that they're really looking at him for the first round. It's like Cam Ward, Shador, and
There's some people
Jackson Dart.
there's some people saying like he might get picked day 1.
Hopefully.
But I hope everyone gets picked day 1.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? But like,
Mhm.
I don't know. This is at the end of the day, this is the NFL. The draft is the draft is gonna draft, Lamar Jackson went to pick 32 because nobody thought he could play quarterback. And it's kind of the same thing. Like nobody thinks he can really play quarterback at the highest level. So we just gotta wait and see, just like we did with Lamar.
For sure. And for my underrated player to watch out for, Matthew Golden,
Dog.
receiver out of Texas. And that's saying something for me because
That's a dog, bro.
I hate
you hate Texas.
I hate Texas. So, and man, they're really just putting out very good players on the offensive end.
And defense.
Year after year. And I think that's credit to Sarkisian. He's running a pro-style offense. And look who they had come out of there. They've had Bijan, Matthew Golden,
Worthy,
Adonai Mitchell.
Brooks. He's injured, but
Jonathan Brooks is
there was a reason he was
Yeah.
the first running back. Am I wrong? Yeah, he was.
He was the first, yeah.
Yeah, the first running back
Yeah.
taken even with a torn ACL. Like he was a dog before he got injured.
He's a dog.
So, like they have been pumping out some products, bro.
Yeah, he moves different,
Yeah, he low key like not rebuilt the culture at Texas, but he did in a way. Like him and Quinn Ewers, like that's another thing people don't get. Like they don't give Quinn Ewers enough credit for that. Like when he transferred back to Texas, like I don't think Texas people really thought they were gonna make the playoffs.
No, they really.
So and then when they got there, it was just like, boom, just like that.
They believed in themselves when nobody else did.
Oh yeah.
And they kind of ran the SEC.
Oh
you
yeah.
know? And
in their first year.
And it really hurt to watch, but it was like Here's credit to them.
Yeah,
you
just
know,
can't do. You couldn't do nothing.
because everybody was saying Oklahoma and Texas are going to come in here and get beat down, and that's, I mean, for
Oh.
Oklahoma,
Oh yeah, it was true for
Yeah.
Oklahoma, but Texas
But for
did not
Texas,
let that slide.
yeah, no, they believe in themselves and they got the job done. They didn't get the job done, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they were there.
Yeah.
They weren't far off. Ohio State was just clicking, bro.
Yeah, Ohio State was 2014
They took
Miami Heat.
Yeah, they took that one loss against Oregon early in the season. They took that personal. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
And Michigan, people were like, "Oh, they're not even going." They took all that personal.
that's crazy. Even in the year that they won the Natty, they lost to Michigan.
Yeah, so
It just seems like they can't do it. Getting off topic, but
yeah,
you know,
sorry.
we just love football.
Oh yeah,
You know?
football is just very fun to watch.
You want to move on to the NBA?
All right, NBA playoffs are upon us. We're in the play-in. Who is it? Warriors play Rockets first round.
You got the Nuggets,
Yeah.
Clippers, Lakers, Wolves. You said Rockets, Dubs, and then the East you got Magic, Celtics, Knicks, Pistons, and Bucks, Pacers. And then the two playing games tonight to determine the 8th seed for both conferences. We're getting there, man. It's felt like a very long season.
Very long. Off the rip, it's obvious everyone's most people's attention is on the West.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, the West.
It's so deep. Like,
yeah.
but it's so deep, bro. Like, the West is like the Wild West is back, bro.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's ridiculous. Like, I don't even get it. And then there's teams that you didn't even expect to be this good. The Rockets, like, they were what, 41-41 last year?
Yeah, just average.
Like, run of the mill, just an average team. Now they're the second seed, and then you got the Pistons, who are the laughing stock of the league. They're not even in the play-in. They're in, like, comfortably in the playoffs. I think they're like what, the 4th seed in the East?
I'm not sure, but man,
because I know one is the Cavs, 2 is the Celtics. We already knew they were gonna be there. I forgot who 3 was, but like
3's the Knicks, I think.
Okay, so yeah, the East you kind of already know like who's over there. Like the West is just like you just got young dogs in the West, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you think of the Lakers. The Lakers were an all right team.
Oh yeah,
they were all right.
And then we already know what happened, and then now they're what,
Yeah.
top 3 in the West, I think.
That's the thing. Even if you're not top 3 in the West, like the Mavs were the 5th seed last year.
Yeah, it wasn't like a wide, like a lot of games.
Mhm.
It was like one game could have dropped you to the play-in. Like it was that crazy. It was that close.
That's the thing. When I look at the East and I look at this Magic versus Celtics series, I'm thinking,
We already know.
no
that's
disrespect to the
that-
Magic.
That's a sweep. Like
That's a sweep.
it'll be
And-
a miracle if they get a game off.
And then you got Lakers and Wolves, which could
Oh my gosh, that could be a series.
that could be
right
7
there.
games in the first round.
It just hurts that Cat isn't on that team, bro.
Yeah.
Like that would, if Cat was on that team, that'd be a series, bro.
And
We're gonna need Julius Randle to clutch up.
Knowing Julius Randle, not a playoff performer,
Yeah,
but that's probably the series I'm looking forward to the
that
most.
is the series, bro.
Yeah.
Like Anthony Edwards, if he can rise again like he did last year, like that's a series right there.
Can we talk about how he had the most 3-pointers in the whole season?
And people tried to say that was the reason he wasn't better.
He's one of the best 3-point shooters that we've seen.
Like,
And he's 25, right? He's very
Yeah.
young.
like I think a couple, like either halfway through the season or like earlier in the season, people were saying, "Oh, Anthony Edwards, he's shooting too many threes. He didn't play like this last year." And in my opinion, like if the threes are going in,
Like,
let
what?
him shoot, bro. Like, what are we talking about? So I don't know. The Wolves are like very like they're just in the cut. Like no one's really talking about them, but like they're watching. Like they're just there, bro.
Even the guys they drafted this year are already like doing great.
My
Rob
shifty
Dillingham
king, Rob.
and Texas Tech legend Terrence Shannon Jr., who was literally putting up 18. And it's like, I just love what they're doing there, you know?
Yeah. It's just so Once again, I know I said it already. It just sucks Cat isn't there, bro.
Yeah. I feel like Cat could put them over.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like a consistent shooting big man.
Man, he was shooting it from deep last year.
Like, oh my gosh.
Even this year, obviously, but
So now they got Rudy Gobert and Julius,
yeah.
and Rudy's gonna have to tighten up.
While we're at it, we might as well get into this series. What do you think it's gonna be? Like, who's winning and how many games?
You know, my notes here, I said I wanted to go Wolves, and this is what my note says verbatim. I want to go Wolves, but LeBron and Luka is just unfair. I said Lakers in 5, but thinking about it now, what did Anthony Edwards say to Brock? He's the truth, bro.
I'm the truth.
He's the truth, bro. So I think this series could go to 7.
Mm-hmm.
Now who wins? I watched a video about this a couple days ago. It was like the Timberwolves could like put out a lot of their bigs because they're a big team.
Mm-hmm.
They could put out their big lineup, and then they could still and then have Austin Reeves like stuck, being able to bully him. And I don't know. I feel like it really just comes down to what the Wolves do with their rotations, because we know what the Lakers have. Like,
yeah,
you know, LeBron, Luka, AR-15. We know what they have. But I just feel like the Wolves are still kind of underrated in a way. Like, you still got Nas Reed, Dog. I already know I'm about to mess it up, bro. Jaden McDaniels.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. I used to always say Jaden Daniels for him. But you got Jaden McDaniels, defensive dog.
Yeah.
Like, you have the guy. The Wolves have the guys at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I just feel like I'm gonna say I'm not gonna give who's gonna win because I don't know, but I have a deep feeling this is gonna go to 7.
Yeah. And for me, this is hard because I like both teams, but I'm gonna go Lakers in 6. And here's my reasoning. Ant is a great player, obviously. He's 23 years old. I just looked it up. He shot the most threes at a very high clip, 27, 6, and 5 a game on 45% from the field. They have defensive guys. Nikhil Alexander-Walker, Jaden McDaniels. They have guys. Rudy Gobert. The thing is, when Ant isn't running the offense and you have to go against this team, the Lakers have defense too. They acquired Dorian Finney-Smith during the season.
And Jackson Hayes is holding his own.
Jackson Hayes
in a way people didn't think he was going to.
For the Wolves to be successful, Jared Vanderbilt, by the way, dog. I think for the Wolves to be successful in the series, they have to run the offense through Austin Reeves and Luka. Because as we've seen, when Luka got there, the Lakers' defense was really good, and we'll credit JJ Redick for that. But ever since, I think they're like 20th, 19th in the league in defense, and I don't know. We've seen them. There's been multiple games down the stretch where they were just getting torched all game, and you can't count on LeBron's a dog, but you can't count on him to like carry your defense.
Yeah, he's 40.
He's 40. It's like, so I think this could go either way, but I'm gonna go Lakers 6.
Okay, that's respectable. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just stay in the West here. Rockets, Warriors.
Rockets.
This one is for Preston, because he just swears the Warriors are like the favorites to win the whole thing. He's tripping.
They're blue cheese, buddy.
Yeah, but we're gonna start with Thomas and how you feel about this series.
This is an exciting one too. Me personally, I've never really liked the Warriors. I grew up in a time
where it was just Warriors.
Domination, you know. But I'll give them their credit. They're playing very good. They acquired some guys this offseason.
Jimmy Butler's helping them.
Yeah.
Draymond Green is defensive like demon right now.
He could play. He could win Defensive Player of the Year this year.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think that the Rockets have so much depth, and this could go wrong because I'm always doubting the Warriors. But I think that the Rockets have so much depth, especially defensively. Dylan Brooks, Tari Eason, Amin Thompson.
I love him in Thompson, bro.
And this team is so young too. It's like, sorry, I'm gonna go on a ramble here. You got Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green, Jabari Smith, Alperen Sengun. It's like, I think this Rocket team could go deep this year, and I think that. Give me Rockets in 5. Give me Rockets in 5.
Rockets in 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I feel about it.
Okay, here's what I have. I'm calling this the battle of the young versus the young veterans versus the war veterans.
Mm-hmm.
Warriors done been through it. They already know what it takes to win a championship, right? But they're one of the older teams in the league. And yes, Curry is still Curry. But when Curry isn't out there, and then put him in Thompson on him, because the men can't keep up with Curry.
Mm-hmm.
What are we gonna get from that? You feel what I'm saying? Because Amin Thompson is one of the best young defenders in the league right now, if not the best, right? And if he can, you're not obviously not gonna shut Curry out, but if he can kind of like tone him down, you still got Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
But it's just like I'd rather have a toned down Curry and Jimmy Butler than maxed out Curry and Jimmy Butler. You get what I'm saying? And I just feel like the Rockets can definitely jump on them, because like you said, young team. They can for a young team in the playoffs like this, they can either A, get cold feet, or B, just play without a care in the world. And I think the scariest thing for some teams is a young team who has the potential and plays like there's not a care in the world.
Yeah,
those are some of the worst teams to go against because they just play so good when they don't really like overthink it. So the Rockets, and plus the Rockets, they need Green to be like, they need him to score.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we cannot be inconsistent throughout the series. Like, we can't have a game off because at the end of the day, this is the Warriors. Give them a game. When it goes back to, is it still Oracle, right?
It's Chase Center now.
Yeah. When you go back to Chase Center and Warriors are up a game, you know how that crowd gets. Once the Warriors get, like, once they get on you, like, once they get, like, that momentum, it's kind of hard to stop them.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I'm gonna go Rockets in 6.
That's valid.
Okay. So we're gonna take another break here. And we're back. And we're gonna finish off the West with the Clippers versus the Nuggets. I think that's a very interesting series there.
For sure.
Because you got the Nuggets, who some people are saying have been kind of disappointing. But you have an MVP candidate on your team.
Mm-hmm.
And Jokic, who's like, this is Jokic, bro. Like, there's literally nothing to say about that. But then you got the Clippers, who are finally playing up to kind of what people wanted them to, with Harden and Kawhi. But I don't know. The series could really go either way because you got Zubac, who's like hooping right now.
Dog.
And you got James Harden. Like, James Harden can still do James Harden stuff. And you got Kawhi, who's still a good defender.
Mm-hmm.
And for the Nuggets, you got Jokic. You got the guys. But I don't know. This is to me, this is a very like this is a question mark series for me.
Yeah. This series is kind of scary for the Nuggets because I think that, they fired.
Oh, they did just
Malone.
fire their head coach.
And so they've had their assistant as the head coach for 3 games to end off the season. And then you're going right into a playoff series. And like we said, the West, you're not just going to get any team. Like, you're going to have to really fight in the NBA in the West. And I think that if the Nuggets don't win the series, we're going to see some changes pretty soon. But with the coaching, it could be a thing, but I think that they're still going to win, even though because I'm so iffy on Kawhi. You know, Kawhi is a
Yeah.
bucket, but like I'll almost bet money that Kawhi is going to miss a game this series. Like something's gonna
And
happen.
it's understandable to say that.
Yeah, and then Harden, he's good, but I think that when it's not them, it's Norman Powell. But can we really count on Norman Powell?
Yeah.
Like he's a good player, like with all due respect. But I think that when that Nuggets team is clicking,
Oh yeah, they're
Yeah.
clicking.
they're clicking.
And don't let Michael don't pass the rock Porter Jr. start hitting the shots.
Yeah, he's third or fourth option on that team.
Yes.
Yeah, Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know. What do you think the series is gonna be, Thomas?
Give me Nuggets in 6.
I'll just go opposite. Give me Clippers in 6.
Nice.
And we'll come back and we'll see who's right. Moving to the East. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get the easy one out the way. Magic v Celtics. Celtics in 4. End of the day, been the champs. Their team really hasn't changed. Celtics are the Celtics. Give me Celtics in 4. Maybe the Magic can get a game, but Celtics in 4 in general.
I'm gonna go ahead and do the same. I think the Magic are a good team, and not trying to disrespect them. They got Paulo, they got KCP,
But
Wendell Carter
yeah.
Jr. They're good, but I mean this was a play-in team, and
at the
I
end
watched
of the day, you're playing the Celtics.
the stacked Mavs only get one game in the finals last year against the Celtics. So I'm gonna go Celtic sweep.
All right. Now we're gonna go. We're gonna go Knicks Pistons.
Very underrated series here.
Oh yeah.
Very underrated.
I'm gonna just start by saying this: Knicks have to do everything in their power to stop Cade Cunningham.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. That's like should be number one on their list.
He's a MVP candidate this year, and people are not talking about that as much.
That guy's a dog from
He's
Dallas.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's a dog. But I don't know. I feel like this is another one of those series that could kind of go either way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if the Pistons can get going, shoot, Cade Cunningham hits his shots. You got him, Jaden Ivey. I just suck with the J and the Lens, bro.
There's so many, you know.
There's just a whole bunch of them. You know, we kind of have our new version of like the old head's gonna hate me for this, but like we have our version of the bad boy Pistons, bro.
Yeah.
Because you got Isaiah Stewart who he'll fight anybody. Like he does not care. Like and you got Jalen Duren.
Yeah.
That guy's big, bro.
Yeah.
That's a big dude.
He's like 21.
And so I don't know. Like I feel like if the Pistons can low key just like they can kind of muscle their way to this victory, low key.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. I feel like the lack of consistency on offense could play a part because the Knicks, you know, at the end of the day, going in MSG,
Oh yeah, that's
gonna
always
be-
gonna be a struggle.
super scary for the Pistons. And then you got Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG
Cat.
Anunoby, Cat. Josh Hart is going to be playing clamps. Shout out cousin.
That is not your cousin. Anyways, continue.
Yeah. Anyway, the Knicks are one of those teams I think that could go on a run here, and I think that they could honestly win the East. And I think that, man, this is hard to say because I really like this Pistons team too, but Knicks in 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's understandable. I said Knicks in 6, so we were kind of on the same page there. And for our last one of the day, Bucks v Pacers, and the Bucks are without Lillard for Game 1.
And he's been hurt a lot.
Yeah, I think this one was a blood clot though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so he's out game one, and in my opinion, if the Pacers can use that and jump on them early, I think they can get it. But at the end of the day, Giannis is gonna do Giannis things.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's averaging 30.
Yeah.
I think
he's been very good this
He's
year.
averaging 30, and like it's people say he just runs and dunk, but like, dude, if it's not working, I mean, if it's not, you can't stop it. Like,
I mean, he's one of the best power forwards of all time.
yeah, so like, you got to find a way to stop Giannis if you want to win. Let alone when Dame comes back. We already know what Dame can do. So this I think this could be a good series.
I think so too. I really like the Pacers, and I think they could. I don't know. They disappointed me last year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I wasn't so sure about this Bucks team until the trade deadline. You know, they got Kyle Kuzma, and they traded a longtime veteran and Buck for life, Chris Middleton,
Hey, he got a ring though.
to the Wizards. Yeah, facts. This could be a good series. I think this is probably one of the most underrated ones.
Yeah.
But give me Giannis and the Bucks in 6. Yeah.
I said Pacers in 6.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll just have to see, bro. This is very like this playoffs is about to be very interesting
Yeah, we've been waiting for months.
because it can go it can just go either way in my opinion. Like the Celtics, like yes, they're the 2 seed, and yes, the Cavs are the 1 seed, but like there's a lot of teams that just like they're not far off. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
they can like do it, but it's just a matter of watching and waiting.
Yeah, I mean, we're excited.
Yeah, I'm just waiting. Oh wait, we missed a game. Mavs and Grizzlies.
Oh, the play-ins.
Yes.
Heat, Hawks, and Mavs and Grizzlies. Those are tonight. The first game is going to kick off. Let's see. The first game's going to kick off at 6.
Yeah, and the Mavs play at 8:30.
So Heat and Hawks, that's going to determine who plays the number 1 seed, Cleveland Cavaliers.
Oof.
It's going to be tough. They are stacked.
Oh yeah.
Both of these teams were kind of disappointing, but I think the Heat were very disappointing to start the year. But once they
lost Jimmy.
Yeah. I mean, but they got a lot of players from that. You know, they got
Yeah.
I mean, losing Jimmy is insane.
Yeah, that's still crazy.
But I think that they have so much depth now that they're underrated to what people think they really are. And they got Spoelstra, like the head coach that's gonna Man, this is hard because the Hawks are very underrated too. But I think I'm gonna go Heat. And then Heat will probably get swept by the Cavs.
Yeah. I went Hawks. I kind of want to see Trae Young in the playoffs again. I just like seeing Trae Young. He kind of has like, especially in the Garden, like he has that villain aura.
Mm-hmm.
So I went Hawks.
That'd be cool to see him go back to New York City.
Yeah, and then take him down, take him down as the 8 seed. That'd be ridiculous. But yeah, I'm gonna go Hawks. And then the last one, Mavs and Grizzlies. I feel like this totally depends on Ja Morant, because in that game against the Warriors, he got injured, and right now it says he's a game time decision, but like you kind of already know he's playing.
Yeah.
So I feel like this just completely determines how he plays after his ankle. Like, is he gonna be reserved? Is he gonna like try to pass it more? Is he gonna try and continue to be that main scorer? But I just feel like that ankle is really gonna hinder him, especially with the way he plays. And so I'm gonna say I'm gonna go Mavs.
For real?
Yeah. If they're clicking.
Yeah. It's so scary this year, you know? It's
Yeah.
after losing Luka and Kyrie to injury, it's like who's gonna be that ball handler? Who's gonna bring up the ball? And you've seen Brandon Williams, who was on a 2-way contract. He's been very good. But it's like, man, the Grizzlies have Ja Morant. He's clicking. You got Jaren Jackson Jr., Zach Edey, Desmond Bane. Strong. I love the Mavs. You know, you see my jersey. I'm gonna go Grizzlies tonight.
You're gonna go Grizzlies? All right.
Obviously, I want the Mavs to win, but I think the Grizzlies got it.
Yeah, I won't be mad if the Grizzlies win though. I don't really care. I would love to see the Grizzlies win, but I feel like I think the Mavs can do it.
48-win team Grizzlies in the play-in though.
And if they miss it, that's a 48 team win. Wow. That's a 48 win team.
That's our fault.
Yeah, my bad. That's a 48 win team missing out on the playoffs.
That's the West for you.
Right? Like that's crazy. And then you got a 39-43 team making the playoffs.
That'd be insane.
Really insane. Like the 48 win is at home, but and the fact that they were even in the game for the 7th seed is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Let alone the 8th. So it's gonna be very interesting playoffs, bro. I'm gonna be like glued to the TV, bro.
Y'all let us know, like
y'all give us y'all's predictions in the bottom in the comments. About everything we talked about today, anything in the future. If you think a player's gonna get traded that isn't even being talked about, put it down in the comments. Let us know. Let us know if you think we're just wrong in what we're saying.
We could be wrong.
Yeah, we could be totally wrong. So if you feel like you have something different, you know where to put it in the comment section below. But that's going to wrap up, we already said it, the 3rd episode of the Up the Score podcast. Next week we should be talking about the first round because the first round will be
Thursday.
It'll have happened at that point. We might have a guest on here next week to talk about the first round with. And we're just ready we're ready for the draft too. We're ready for everything. So yeah, just go down, comment, like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. Share it with everybody, share it on your socials, share it with your friends, give it to your dog. Don't care, just get it out there. That's a bar.
That's a bar.
That is a bar. Don't care, just get it out there. But once again, I'm Houston Darden. This is Thomas Hart. We're out of here.